Good morning and happy Monday. It's December the 20th, 2021. It is a marvelous Monday. It is a made to win Monday. And what does that mean? Well, our message today comes from a quote about our fears. It says, "Don't listen to your fears. They don't know your strength." So, I've told you that you have this inner saboteur that talks to you and tells you things that just to instill fear in you and to instill doubt in you and convince you that you can't do the things that you are facing, that you cannot overcome, that you cannot triumph, that you cannot be successful, the things that make you question yourself. And oh, one of the suggestions for overcoming fear and anxiety is to name that inner saboteur. And my inner saboteur is named Lying Lucy. And I've shared this with you before because Lucy is the little girl who used to tell Charlie Brown, "I'm going to hold the ball. You're going to kick the ball." And he's like, "No, you always pull it out from under." He's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. You got it. Go ahead and kick the ball." And then every time poor Charlie Brown went to kick the ball, she would pull it out from under him and he would fall flat on his back. And so my inner saboteur's name is Lying Lucy. The suggestion is that you give them a name, an alliteration. And so the quote is, "Don't listen to your fears." I'm not listening to Lying Lucy because Lying Lucy doesn't know my strength. And as I read that, and that was related to the contentment action step today, I trust that I am enough, right? That no matter what you're going through, you are enough. You have whatever it is you need inside of you to do whatever it is you need to do. And I thought about this poem that I'd read, I don't know, either in school or I know that when my grandmother passed away in 2009, I adapted this poem to fit her because for me, the word that I always used to describe my grandmother, El-Amin, my paternal grandmother, the grandmother who helped raise me, who lived in the house with my mom and my dad. We were that extended family with my two brothers. Is formidable. She was formidable. She was strong. She was a single mother. She raised two boys, my dad and my uncle. She worked. She was a maid in people's houses, and she cleaned. She was a housekeeper, and she was that's what she did. And she was the president of the senior choir, and she was in organizations in the church. So she would take me to church with her on Mondays and Thursdays and Sundays, and I mean, she was a tall woman, and she was a big woman, and she was fearless, it seemed, and she let anybody take advantage of her, and she had a lot to say about everything. And she prayed, and she taught me how to pray. And I'll be honest with you, when I think of going up against things, I think of my grandmother. She's my inner strength. That's what she gave me. And so there was this poem called "The Strength My Mother Had." And I wrote a poem, "The Strength That My Grandmother Had." And in that poem, it talks about, she took, Edna St. Vincent Millay talks about my mother took the thing I needed the most. I have her brooch, but what I needed the most is with her, and she doesn't need it anymore. It's the strength that she had. Now, anyway, that's where my mind went. I thought about that poem and I read it as I prepared my email for today. But I thought about my mother, my grandmothers, Ethel and Viola. I thought about my aunts. I thought about all the women in my life, the professionals and the domestics. They were such strong women. And I've had this conversation before with someone months ago. I was going through something. I don't know, might have been something at work, might have been something in my personal life. And I remember having this conversation with my mom. I said, Mom, whatever this thing that I'm up against at the time, it doesn't know who it's messing with. It doesn't know where I come from. The strength of the women who have gone before me, who have poured into me. That's what I thought about when I saw that quote for my own personal reflection. So here's what I offer to you. Your problems don't know what they're messing with. Your adversaries don't know who they're messing with. Your fears don't know who they are messing with. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. You have strength poured into you by your ancestors. You have examples of people who have faced greater challenges than you will face, and they did it with grace and dignity, with their head held high, with belief and faith in themselves that they could conquer any problem. And that's what you have to do. So when fear whispers in your ear, when lying Lucy whispers in your ear, you tell lying Lucy, you don't know who I am, and you don't know who I come from, and you don't know what I've been through, and you don't know the triumphs in my life, and you don't know the successes that I've had. For you to think that you can tell me that I can't handle this, you must be out of your mind. That's the kind of confidence I want you to have. That's the kind of contentment I want you to get in touch with this week, guys. Make sure you get into that Choose Joy email and read that contentment card. Read it as many times as you need to give you the strength to face those things that you have to face. Because I promise you, that which is inside of you is greater than anything going on outside of you. That's what I wish for you today. You were made to win. It is Make It Happy Wednesday. It is marvelous, magnificent. I just said it was Wednesday. I am not jumping into Wednesday. It is Made to Win Monday. It is Make It Happen Monday. It is marvelous, magnificent Monday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and starting your week with me. Go out and conquer the world with a smile on your face. Start by being kind to yourself. Back that up by being kind to others, and don't lose your smile no matter what. That's where your strength is, in your ability to keep smiling no matter what. I love each and every one of you. Take care.